What's going on, everybody? This is BGA Productions. So I'm not new to YouTube, but this is a new channel, and I wanted to move in a different direction with a couple of things. So, quick background: we're going to be doing a unboxing of a CZ P10C. A little bit about myself: I'm a military veteran. I was in the Air Force. I never deployed or went overseas, so I don't have any combat or anything like that. I'm not claiming to be something I'm not, but I do have over a decade in law enforcement. And I encountered a lot of different weapons out on the streets. I shot a lot of different guns. I was on part-time SWAT. I carried a weapon every single day of my life since my time in law enforcement, which ended several years ago, so I've been out of the game. So with that being said, this is my old duty weapon. It's a SIG P229R. This is actually my duty weapon. I was able to purchase it when they upgraded. We had the TLR1. It has the... It's unloaded. It had the single double action trigger with the decock, with this absolutely sloppy, nasty, disgusting, gross trigger with all this. That's the reset right there. It's a terrible, terrible trigger. Great gun. Carried it for 9 years before we upgraded to the FN. Then I got out of law enforcement, so I was able to take this one with me. Not take, but purchase. I love the SIG. I love the gun. This did its job. I love the TLR. As a duty weapon, this was a great gun, except for that trigger was just terrible. And especially for people who weren't the greatest of shots, this was not the best gun. So, but as you can see, this weapon being so old, it doesn't have any milling for any sort of optic. So that evolution I missed when it came to law enforcement. So recently, my son has gotten into competitive shooting, and he's been going out to the range a lot. And I've been going out with him and trying some new weapons and new guns. And optics, the red dots are just—it's a cheat code. If you're not the greatest shot, it's a cheat code. But none of my weapons have the milling or anything like that for the optics. So it's time to look for an upgrade. So a few weeks ago, I went down to the local range. It's called The Shooting Range in Queen Creek. And I said, hey, I want to try a bunch of different weapons just to see what I like. I'm not the biggest gun guy on the planet. Like I used the tools they gave me, which was that. I got good with it. I learned how to use it proficiently, and I qualified, nearly 100% every single time with a perfect score. And I just did the best with what I had. I wasn't out every single weekend shooting. I wasn't, polishing my guns, every single day or anything like that. I just used what they had and went from there, and had a couple of personal guns, but not like the biggest gun guy. So the other day, or a few weeks ago, I went to the range looking for a new weapon, and I told the guy what I was looking for. And at the shooting range, you paid $15 an hour, and then you could rent three guns at a time, go shoot those, bring them back. They'll give you 3 more, and they had everything. I shot the SIG P365 series. I shot the Glock 19 series, which I own Glocks too, so I'm not opposed to Glocks. I shot everything, and nothing was really tickling my fancy. And I don't like subcompacts. Not even for an everyday carry, I don't like subcompacts. So the gentleman goes, here, try this. And he puts this into the mix and says, go give this a try. So he pulls out the SIG P10C. And this is not the exact weapon. Obviously, they had their own one there. But this is the P10C OR optics ready SR. So it's got the threaded barrel, so you can put a suppressor on there, or a comp, or whatever you want. And I shot this weapon. Now, again, I had never been exposed to a CZ, never shot a CZ, never even heard of the damn thing. So when I shot this gun, I was like, what is this? First thing I noticed is that it just fits. I don't have the biggest hands on the planet, and it just fit my hands perfectly. So it comes with 3 different back straps, and I've kept the stock back strap. This is the small back strap because, like I said, I don't have the biggest hands. And I did get the 17 round mag. So it's got the little bit of an extender, which I just like the looks of that, and also the extra ammo. So first thing I noticed was that the stippling and the gripping on this is very aggressive. You're gonna know that you're shooting a gun after a couple of 100 rounds, because it's gonna dig into you. I mean, you can see my fingers have that stippling on them already. It's slim, it's light, it's very well balanced, it's very well made. And again, like I said, being law enforcement, I was always taught, when you rack the weapon, you grab here, You grip it and rip it. That's what they call it. But now all of these new guns have optics here, so it's not really the best to be doing that. So all of these new weapons come with the serrated front slide. So it makes it easy. You know, this is the new John Wick way of doing things. You know, it just looks it's going to save you from grabbing onto that optic, and you can just use that for a press check or even to rack it. It's not very difficult. So as you can see, my old one does not have this. Now again, I don't claim to be an expert. I don't want you to sit here and think I'm trying to be all tactical and all that good stuff. No, this is just a basic review of some stuff that I was confused when I was looking for a new weapon. It was like, wow, this is a whole new evolution of weapons that are out there. So the very first thing that I'll cover, because there's only one, is what I don't like about this gun. And what I don't like is the slide release. It is very tight up against the slide, right up against the frame of the gun and up against the slide. And again, I don't have the biggest hands, so when I've got my grip formed, I can't even hit. You can see my thumb, you know, the way my thumb is, my anatomy. My thumb points away. I can't even hit the slide release. So that is the number one thing that I don't like on this weapon. Actually, when it's racked, I don't have enough strength, and I'm not a weak guy. I don't have enough strength to drop it. So you got to take the tension off of the slide release, and then it drops. So that's the only thing I don't like about this weapon. Everything else I like about it. Everything else fit what I want and what I like perfectly. So I got a black desk sight, so I got the white paper, so it keeps sliding around. So sorry about that. I probably should have taped it. But the best thing about this is the trigger. This trigger is absolutely amazing. So nice solid break when it goes, and then the reset. Watch this. I'll try to go very slow. That reset. There's no wiggle room. There's no wiggle room. That's it. So let's do the break again. Do the reset. And you're ready for the next shot. There's no wiggle room. There's none. None whatsoever. I mean, tiny, the just slightest little fraction. The trigger is just unbelievable on the CZ10 P10C. Sorry. So that was just the most impressive thing. So I did pair this weapon also. I'm not doing a review on the light. I did pair this weapon with the TLR7X. Now I looked at the 7A. I looked at all the different brands. I even looked at Chinese knockoffs and all that good stuff. And what I saw from the reviews with it is that this is the one that's going to be the best for me. So, you know, Streamlight gives you all the little plastic pieces for different weapons with the different rail systems. The CZ has the 1913 style. So you put the little 1913, you unscrew this, take that off, put this in, put it back together. When you take this apart, don't lose that spring. There's a little spring right there by this thumb right here. Don't lose that spring. You can see that's what makes it have tension. I bought this one because I'm no longer in law enforcement. I don't need a duty weapon. Here is the stock TLR1 size for comparison. And the TLR1 is a very, very good weapon light. I've had this weapon light for, I don't know, since probably 2008, 2009, I don't remember exactly. And this specific one, I have never had a malfunction with it. And this gun has gone swimming with me. It's chased a lot of people. Never once had a failure. Probably still good to go. So, anyways, I don't need this big of a light. This is a duty light. I don't need it. It's too much for me now. So I paired it with the TLR7. I did not go the HL because I just don't need that much of a light. You know, I'm not chasing down bad guys anymore. This is just a weapons light. You know, this is an oh shit just in case gun, but also is going to be useful for new production stuff for BGA Productions with my son out at the range and some cool new videos. So this is the light that I opted to go for because it's price friendly. It's a Streamlight, so you know it's going to be good quality. And the thing about this particular light is that, get it out here real quick so you can see what it is. You never want to screw these too tight. So this is just two fingering it right now. I'm not even cranking down. There you go. It's got a little tight, little tension. Give it just a tiny little crank. Now it's nice and tight. Okay. So the thing about this particular light, and these, you know, this has got the rocker style. temporary and then click on. This one has this clicky, tactile push button style. The thing I like about this particular one and the way that my hands get the grip, it's perfect. It's right there. For the temporary status, like, you know, for clearing a corner, pine a corners and all that, come around the corner, put your finger off, it comes off. So that's absolutely perfect for me. I could even do it with this finger if I needed to. So I don't want to, obviously want to keep your finger on the frame rail. So, but this one, for building my grip and the way that I shoot, this light is perfect. So I'm not going to get into the technicalities of it. This is pretty much the end of the review. I just wanted to give a quick sample as to what I liked about this weapon and just a real quick down and dirty, simple, basic language. I don't claim to be an expert on anything. I like what I like. And this is a weapon that I never, like I said, I had never heard of, never shot, never seen. And I'm super impressed with this. I've put a couple of 100 rounds through this weapon so far. Not with the light yet. I just got that just a couple days ago and haven't been able to get out to the range. So I just wanted to give, you know, the Joe Blows out there that are just average dudes that like to plink around every once in a while, you know, just a quick reference. And I think that at the price point for this weapon, I don't think it can be beat. I've shot Glocks, I've owned Glocks, I own several Glocks. Like I said, I've got my SIG, a couple of other ones. My son has just a race car of a SIG P320 X carry that he uses for competitions, and I like this bone stock trigger better. This is the best shooting gun I've ever shot out of the box with having to do nothing. It's super accurate. The other thing is too is that it's got the larger, taller sights, so that when I finally get an optic on it, you can co-witness it. You know, because that optic's going to sit up, unless I get like an SCS or something like that. So that optic's going to sit up a little bit. So they gave you the little bit of a taller optic on it. It's a package from CZ that you'll be able to co-witness with whatever optic I choose to get. So just a real quick, simple review. I really, you know, the other thing is too, I like the looks of this. I think it just looks cool. And, you know, cool looking gun and something you like is going to make you more proficient because you're going to want to carry it and you're going to want to use it. You're going to want to get better with it. So I chose this weapon for the price point, for the quality, and I've done I read all the reviews and saw all the reviews on YouTube, and everybody said the same thing, like, this is a hidden gem. It's an older one. It's an older design. I think it's 7 or 8 years old now, and I just can't believe that I've never heard of this. So I'm definitely a CZ fanboy now because of this weapon. It's quality. The trigger is amazing. I'm really impressed with it. The holster I'm going to get is a custom holster. A buddy of mine makes custom Kydex holsters, so I just wanted something simple and basic. But that's also the reason why I went with the smaller light, is I don't need a big footprint anymore. I'm not carrying this on duty. I'm not doing anything high-speed trigger or anything like that. And the only reason I got the SR barrel is I like it. It's cool. I think it looks cool. If I decide to start, you know, my son wants to start using it for competitions or anything like that, we could put a compensator on it. You know, just a real quick. There you go. Finger type for it. Sure, you're gonna make a liar out of it. There we go. Yeah, but I could not be more impressed with this weapon. I'm sorry I didn't find CZ earlier in my youth in my career. Because for this price point, it was $465. It was, you can't beat that price. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to get an optic on it soon. I'm going to take this out to the range, get some more videos up, just giving you some basic reviews and all that good stuff, and taking my YouTube adventures and YouTube career in a different direction. So take care, everyone. Hope to bring some more content soon.